Hello, welcome back to Manchester is My Heaven. Been away for a couple of days during the international break, haven't we? Keeping all right?
Keeping all right, apart from Wales's result, but yeah, keeping all right.
Haven't been too bad, have they? Going to get straight into it today with Mr. Sandro Tonali. We're going to talk about how we're going to build Manchester United's midfield in the summer and how we would do it. And I think the biggest transfer story of the last couple of weeks has been Mr. Tonali coming to Old Trafford. So, Dad, what do you reckon?
It's been gathering momentum. I've seen Fabrizio Romano tweet, I think it was yesterday morning, stating that United are working very hard on the Tonali transfer. So it seems to be gathering a little bit of pace and a bit of credibility.
Yeah, there's a lot there, isn't there?
And to me, it's an exciting signing.
Yeah.
It was one that would really push us on in midfield next season when we're going to need quality replacements. Obviously, with Casemiro, obviously looking like he's obviously going to go now. He said his goodbyes already.
Hasn't he?
That he will stand by that decision. He's enjoying one last season. He's really enjoying that. We'll lose a lot of experience. Unfortunately, we'll lose a lot of goals.
There's a big aerial threat that would be going if Casemiro went. In specifics of Tonali, what do you think he'd bring to that United midfield?
Quality is the big word. Energy. He's got vision, skill. He's tenacious.
Yeah.
He's got all the things that I like in a midfielder.
Yeah.
He can play in a deeper role, but he can also got the energy to play a box-to-box role. So far in his career, but look at Casemiro. He hasn't scored a high number of goals from midfield, but I don't believe that he's not capable of that. You only see his goal against Northern Ireland the other night. It was a screamer.
It's brilliant, wasn't it? Yeah.
So I think, like Casemiro, who'd have thought that he'd be this free-scoring midfielder when the way he was being played at Madrid. But there's something about that signing that I would really want to happen. I think it will break a few hearts on Tyneside, but I wouldn't worry too much about that. We've got to look after ourselves, and just like last summer, where we brought in Premier League proven players, which has really pushed us on.
Definitely.
The Cunhas and Boom. Now, you add Tonali to that, Sesko. We're starting to get a really good team, exciting team.
Yeah.
You can see the transition coming. I'm all for that one. I think he would bring a lot. Would you? You obviously watch a lot of him before as well in Italy.
I've liked Tonali. For those of you who don't know me, I watch a lot of Serie A. Absolutely love Tonali. I was a bit gutted when he signed for Newcastle, to be honest. He's a player that I wanted United to sign for a long time. He is a tenacious bulldog midfielder, but he's also got a bit of finesse to his game. And since he's come to England, he's massively improved on that. His long and short range passing can progress any team. And Newcastle, when he was banned with the gambling, massively missed him. He operates as your out-and-out six or as a shuttler, which for me is a position we massively need. Casemiro's long and short passing, you see how important it is playing us out of pressure zones.
Yeah.
Now, when you add someone like Tonali, who's now got the legs to it, with experience, he's 25 years old at the minute. He'll be 26 in the summer.
Ideal signing.
Ideal age.
Ideal.
He's coming into his peak. The only there's two sort of question marks I'd put to it, being balanced, and I'll ask you what your thoughts are on it as well, is the gambling, because obviously he's had his gambling ban where he seems to be coming out the other side of that, so let's hope that's been dealt with.
Yeah. I wonder if he's put a bet on himself coming to United.
Odds on, I hope.
Odds on.
Yeah. But that's the thing, it's something that...
It's not ideal, but listen.
He's had an issue, but United have signed Mavericks in the past. I know if people listen to everything that was said about Cantona, we wouldn't have signed one of the greatest players in the club's history.
I heard that last summer when people saying about Cunha, he's a bit hot-headed sometimes, he's this,
doesn't run, apparently.
Oh, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. I said, nobody would ever have wanted Cantona to come. He used to throw his shirt at the manager, the ball at the ref when he was in France, and he walked around on that many clubs until he found his spiritual home.
And that's the thing. I think Casemiro's a very good example of this, where it's someone who's won everything he can win at Real Madrid. He's a Galactico. He's part of the greatest midfield, and arguably in their history, especially in modern times that we've seen. And you look at how he reacts to.
He loves
the fans.
He loves it. He can't believe the support.
It's massive, and
he knows that. Yeah, he just can't believe the support. 15th in the Premier League and still
Mm.
singing his name last year. He'd have had white hankies and you name it thrown
Oh,
at him last
everything.
year.
And that's the thing for me with Tonali is, he's someone who has it looks like he wants to go back to Italy, or he might be struggling with the culture. But I think if you come to somewhere like Old Trafford and you feel the love of the fans and you feel the passion behind you and the history that's at the club, all due respect to Newcastle, there is only one United.
Oh,
Right, so
it doesn't go unnoticed when United travel away, the away support. It doesn't go unnoticed when they come to Old Trafford and they see the Old Trafford full to the brim, and players. Well, Gordon McQueen once said that 99% of players want to play for United, and the other 1% are liars.
Yeah, just ask Alan Shearer. So, obviously, in terms of that, there's going to be a big price tag that's attached to Mr. Tonali.
Yeah.
Now, looking north of 80 million, aren't we?
Yeah, I think he would be the major addition in midfield. It'd be interesting to see now what price Belieber would be.
Yeah, the season he's had
with what they were asking for last year.
Yeah, it was like 75
another year
million,
off his contract has gone, and the performance level has gone because he had his heart set on coming to Old Trafford. There's no doubt his head was turned.
Does that concern you with Belieber that he's fallen off a cliff completely? Is that a mentality issue, or is that just
he's younger?
He's having one of them seasons.
Is he about 22?
He's 22 years old, Belieber. Yeah,
he's 22. He's young. He had his heart set on coming to United. He feels probably like the move was stopped, but you should honour your contract. You should still play to your best ability. He still wants that move.
Yeah,
that side of it is a concern. Is a bit of a red flag. But when you look at his performances last year, his dribbling, his energy, he'll receive the ball anywhere and he'll turn and twist away.
Yeah.
He's again, his energy and his style would dovetail with whichever midfielder. He would be an asset to our midfield next year. We've always said we lack legs in midfield. Even now, Casemiro's there, we say we lack legs.
Yeah.
Kobe is not the quickest.
No, he's heavy.
He's technically brilliant on the ball.
Yeah.
And I like him when he's further up the pitch, to be honest. But we need legs getting around that field when we lose the ball. There are still big gaps sometimes in that midfield, and we need people to cover the turf quickly and get back behind the ball. And
especially as we're trying to be a counter-attacking team.
The likes of Belieber and Tonali and this sort of player. And I say one thing I like about Tonali is I think he's predominantly right-footed, but he can pass with both feet.
Yeah,
he can do long passing. Sometimes you think, what foot is he?
Yeah, his range, he can play himself out of trouble, and that's what I like about him. But you see him in games where Newcastle play City, and he runs that Newcastle midfield next to Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah,
who's another player we've been linked with. Now, different players, but which one do you think? If you were, so I've given you the ultimate power. Now you've got the keys to Old Trafford, and I know there's a lot more you change, but out of the two of them, which one would you put your eggs into the basket for?
Looking what we want and what we need, and all would depend on making sure that our Bruno stays for another year. Because, as I say, in that attacking sense, Bruno Guimaraes is a really impressive player. He's another feisty quality type, but what he does bring is one of the concerns that I've got with all the midfielders that we've been linked with. Tonali, Wharton, Anderson, Belieber. I bet you they've got about 10 goals between them in this year. If that, there's a lack of goals, but there's a lack of quality. Yeah. And sorry, not a lack of quality. There's a lack of goals, a goal scoring quality that we need to add in midfield. So the Bruno Guimaraes, he does bring goals. He does bring quality, but Bruno brings that. So if we've got that, we need something to get that replace Casemiro. Yeah. So that wouldn't worry so much. And in that sense, if Bruno's there, the Bruno Fernandes form that he's in, I think he could be easily, swayed to make sure he's there another year. If we cement Champions League football next year, he can see how much the squad's improved. I think with the right summer recruitment, we could, we're not far off.
No, we're not.
We could have a real push next year.
Yeah.
Champions League as well. Not to say that we'll win it, but I think we could go latter stage in this new format. We've seen other teams. We've seen Tottenham get this far until
there's no such thing as the group of death. It's a league system now, and you've got every chance.
There's Tottenham team that's had a wretched Premier League season
yeah,
has somehow
yeah,
got to the latter stages of the Champions League.
yeah. It's impressive, isn't it? Really, when you look at
So
it.
I think, the way that we're playing now, add some additions in the summer, the confidence that finish the season well going into next season, it could be exciting summer.
Yeah.
But again,
So
we
obviously mentioned a few midfielders there with Anderson and Wharton as well. Obviously, Stiller, Angelo Stiller from Stuttgart has been linked as well. I look at it and I go, right, they're all different profiles of midfielder. What do you think United need? If I said to you, me personally, I think we need 3. I think with Ugarte potentially going,
will go.
Casa going, right, that's 2 midfielders now. So, and we say we lack a midfielder now.
Yeah.
So I think we need 3, and I think they'll go big on 2, which they should, and then it's the third one. So what type of profile do you think we need? So we've talked about the Casemiro, the 6 style. Do you think what would you have next to him to challenge Cobby?
Yeah, again, Belaber, for example, he's got that. He's got the legs.
Yeah.
That Kobe hasn't at the moment. He's got that energy.
Yeah.
He can pick up the ball on the edge of his own box, twist under a bit of pressure on the high press.
Yeah.
And he can spin and turn, and he can carry that ball very quickly, 20, 30 yards up the field.
That drive, isn't
and
it?
I think he would suit us on the counter-attack.
Yeah.
With that sort of running. That he could get us, teams would fear the press. So I really think we need legs like Belaber in that midfield. And again, Tonali, he's tenacious and he's got energy. He's a box to box. I think he describes his own style of play as a Gattuso.
Yeah, the Italian Roy Keane, isn't he?
Yeah, his own words. So I would like to see probably Tonali and then get a knockdown compared to last year's price on Belaber.
Yeah.
But all of this is subject to money being available.
The Glazenomics in play there. Talking about obviously going forward as well, another player we've been linked to who's similar profile to Belaber, but I think's having on paper a better season is Adam Wharton. Got legs, plays everywhere.
He's another one I like. Again,
what price do you reckon he'd be going for?
See, Palace, they buy well and they sell well, don't they?
They have been,
They get good prices for players.
They're not pushovers, are they?
With Arsenal last year. I know what I like about him. He's very intelligent.
Yeah.
And we mentioned being tenacious. We mentioned legs. We mentioned quality. But intelligence is something that can't be overlooked.
Yeah.
You can give him the ball anywhere in midfield, and he's comfortable receiving it, where a lot of players would panic. And he sees things. He sees things in midfield, a space or a pass.
Yeah. That
a lot of people haven't got that ability to see. There's good quality midfielders out there. At this minute, the only obviously we want a defensive midfield, and they're all that sort of. But if we need 2 or 3, all the players that we've mentioned in that, if they're going to come from that, there's a lack of goals. That's the only concern that I've got.
So you'd be looking to add someone with a bit more drive from midfield, really. With
some goals from midfield.
Ability,
You do want some goals from midfield, but these days you start thinking goal scoring midfielders. Years ago you'd see like obviously the Robsons who would be back into the Lampards, the Gerrards. There were people that grabbed games by the scruff of the neck and were high scoring midfielders. That player isn't massively around at the minute. I don't see all these midfielders that we're being linked with. And all of these top midfielders. Even Declan Rice, 100 million. He's great midfielder, but goal scoring is not his thing. I think it's before. That's why I always say, what price would a Brian Robson all-round player like that be today?
Well, that's what you talk about. That's actually a great point you mentioned about Mr. Rice as well, because his corners are invaluable for Arsenal. They have been fantastic, and his leadership's been very good, and he's had a very good season. But you're right, because what's one of the biggest criticisms of Arsenal this season?
Yeah.
And if they want to go forward next season, it's the goal scoring and
number of goals.
It's not coming from the forward line, so you need it from the midfield. It's not really coming from there either.
I think we've got an exciting front line, exciting forwards in there. There is talk of adding additional,
like a backup striker.
Backup striker or a wide player or something.
Yeah.
Which again wouldn't be adverse to, but money.
Yeah, it's the biggest one. Midfield's the biggest.
We need a big revamp to push us on. This is one of the most important windows there's been a lot of money wasted
Mm.
over a lot of years in the past. Now, one thing, there's a lot of complaints in and out about Ineos's ownership, and I could bring up a lot of black marks against it and talk negative a lot of it. But the only thing that I've been impressed with is the recruitment.
It's been more hits than misses, and I think that's what you need. You need to get, for me, if you get 7 out of 10 signings right, I think you've got a good recruitment process.
Because even when you look at like Aiden Heaven, that was a signing we went, all right, okay. But no, he's
brilliant. He's good scouting.
Good lad. He's good scouting. And then you add the players that we've done this year, last summer, who's really made a difference and pushed us on. Another, again, they're obviously doing their work behind the scenes there. A lot of work that we don't see or hear about, looking for a type of player that ticks the boxes that we're looking for, that we're sort of surmising now. But the recruitment, I've been impressed with.
Yeah.
The only thing on the recruitment, it does cost money. The Glazer ownership, my thoughts.
Yeah.
Always have been on the Glazer ownership. Now, we need as a club, we need a massive, massive summer to push ourselves on, to beef up our squad, to compete in the Champions League next year.
Yeah.
At the moment, we look tired when we play 2 league games in a week.
Yeah, that's been a massive red flag, I think, this season.
If it's a weekend game followed by a midweek game, week in, week out next year, we're going to need to beef our squad up. That's why you say we need 3 midfielders.
Yeah.
But this costs money.
Yeah.
The latest figures show United 1 billion in debt.
Yeah.
The original debt has increased from the 550 million from 2005, the leveraged debt. But now it's including money owed on transfers that we still owe other clubs.
We're still playing for Rasmus Højlund, aren't we?
For money that we still owe on other clubs, 300 million on top of the current debt takes us over 1 billion in debt.
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, yeah. Thanks is a cheap word to the Glazers.
Yeah.
We'll have a separate discussion on the Glazers one day. You can tell I'm starting to scowl talking about it.
No, because it's all the
true. Ownership model. I loathe how the takeover happened.
Yeah. I
loathe the fact that not only have we 1 billion in debt, we've paid well over 1 billion, at least that a couple of years ago, in interest payments, not to pay off the debt, just to service the debt.
Yeah.
And they've taken money out of the club on loans, plus obviously their the money that they take out, the
dividend
payments and stuff. We know all the chairmen were doing it, plus the share sales.
Yeah.
You look at the share sales that they've had, even before Ratcliffe's money, that he's paid his billion in, that's gone straight in their pockets, not into the club, even though the leverage debt is on the club. They've sold shares in the past when Ronaldo signed the cast in and got about 400.
Yeah. This the thing is that
400 million.
They've bled the club dry for so long, and it sort of bringing it back to transfers and building the squad for the summer this is my concern as well, is that I think we'll end up with losing Agate, which is I think the right thing to do. I don't think it's worked.
We'll get a knockdown price there. Do we buy him 50 million? You get
50 million euros.
Maybe sold for half that if we're lucky.
We'll get rid of him, but I think to replace them, I would want to bring in, for me, I would bring in Tonali as our number 1 target. I think he's a must. Next to him, I'd like Wharton, but I'd take Glazer as well. I don't think he's had the best season, and I do have more question marks by him, but I understand it. I don't think Elliot Anderson is realistic. I think it's him or Tonali, and I think he's destined to go to the blue side. I do.
There's been a lot of talk for City with Elliot Anderson in there.
So we've not talked a lot about him today. I'm not getting too excited about him as things stand. As
change, we'll look at him in more
definitely.
depth.
I think Tonali's the most realistic one that's happening.
It's a huge summer, and I want to look forward to it as a fan.
You've got to be realistic
about how we're going to
and that's what I'm sort of saying.
Progress and improve the squad.
In terms of, I'm worried that they're going to promote the Fletcher brothers as the answer to beef the bench out, or bring Toby Collier in, who I like, but I don't think they're going to quite cut the mustard for what we need in Europe and those nights where...
Not at the moment, so it's going to take time. It's going to take building up experience. It's going to build... They're not ready physically yet. They're going to have to fill out, and there's going to have to be a lot of work. They're not the answer to throw them in a league title push or a Champions League run. But as you say, on the bench, okay, but we want quality coming off that bench.
You're always a few injuries away from them starting, and
we want quality coming off that bench in big games.
Well, I want Kobbie Mainoo to have competition. I want Kobbie Mainoo to want to fight for his place properly. Because all right, under Amrim didn't want him, didn't fancy him for that two midfield pivot. I get it. I understand it. I can see where he's coming from.
I can see why with that.
You can't drop Bruno.
Do you know what? Again, the Kobbie Mainoo debate. Love Kobbie as a player. We love him. He's Man United through and through. Been there from a kid. Came onto the scene, exploded. Went to the World Cup, was he? He's done all sorts. No, the Euros.
It was the Euros when he got to the final.
Euros when he played really well. Come from nowhere, into the Euros, played the final. But we've got to be fair to him as well. As you say, he didn't play or feature with Amorim hardly at all. And people say, if you miss out on pre-season, the fitness and the games, and nothing like playing to get your fitness. And, well, he didn't play at all from start of the season to when Carrick come in.
Yeah.
So I wonder what effect that has on a player like Kobbie, with him, with his, you're saying he looks a bit heavy. Well, physically, if he's not playing.
He looked great. I'll be honest, pre-season, he looked fit. He looked really good. I think I watched a lot of the games. I watched all the training sessions. I'm really sad. But he was moving really well. He looked like he beefed out, but he looks so top heavy. I don't know whether that was a requirement of the coaching staff and Amorim wanting to be more of a beast, more of an enforcer. Maybe he was lining him up to be the Casemiro replacement rather than the Bruno challenger, which I think Amorim might have been looking at.
Amorim saying they couldn't play Bruno and Kobbie together. Well, obviously, when you're playing the system it was impossible. But now you have Casemiro, Bruno, and Kobbie. You can,
works,
and they look fantastic
works,
together. It works. But I'd be excited to see what a good pre-season Kobbie Mainoo starting confident next season will do. He would be a better player and look even fitter, and it'd be an improvement on the player that we see now.
It depends on the manager, doesn't it, and who the manager's going to be ultimately. I think the signings appear to be club signings rather than specific to a manager.
Yeah,
which I kind of agree with.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I think modern football's like that, but
one thing,
fancy Kobbie.
One thing you talk about managers, and I think we talked the other day off camera. We were having just a casual chat.
Yeah.
And I said I've got no regrets whatsoever with the time that Amorim had at the club.
No, that's all.
People would say, "Oh, it was wasted." Listen, the Amorim manager, structurally, the standards, everything he set down, he changed. He was the man we needed off the field,
completely
behind the scenes, to change the egos of the Ganachios and the Rashfords and everything that was going on around the place. He's upped the standards. He's set it now, and the bar's there now. And that was what I said. He was the man, definitely off the pitch
for that.
On the pitch, he was stubborn with that formation. The results weren't there. It's a results business, unfortunately. But he has got it absolutely spot on. For that, to push on from here, I'll be eternally grateful for that, because it was much needed. It went on for years where
the rot had set
in and the attitude wasn't right, but he raised the standards. He raised the whole spirit around the club, and everyone was saying last year how good the spirit was around the club, and I think it is. I think they've got a good set of lads there. I think the egos have been shipped and moved on, a lot of them, and there's players there who really want to play for United. Some of them we might have views on that they might not be good enough to push us on to league titles. They might not be good enough, obviously, for Champions League run. Some of them we might need to improve in certain areas, but you can't knock their enthusiasm and commitment now. The attitude is right, and Amorim has he changed a lot of that, so I'm grateful for that. But now, as obviously see the difference, now we've gone back to a 4.
It's worked really well.
Chalk and cheese. So
it's
exciting moving forward from here now.
Yeah, as I said, we've got a good summer club ahead, and we'll cover the other positions. As I said, we've been linked with potentially bringing a defender in, another forward, and a left winger potentially. So we will chat about that in the next couple of weeks. We're just sort of waiting for a little bit more concrete behind the stories. I don't want to be throwing hundreds of names out there and and getting everyone overexcited. I'd like to actually have a realistic look at what the midfield will look like next year.
When the transfer talk really hots up and you can see concrete plans in place.
So this is where we're at today. So as I said, we'll go with 3 midfielders. We'll be optimistic. We'll assume Jim Ratcliffe's going to get his checkbook out and it's going to be vibes. So
be nice,
who are the 3 you're bringing in, Dad?
Definitely Tonali.
Yeah.
Glazer at a not 100 million.
Yeah.
But at a sensible price.
Yeah.
Half that.
Yeah.
Knock a bit off if we can. But
give him Ugarte.
Yeah. And I do like Wharton.
Yeah.
I do like Wharton, but that might be a big wish list.
Yeah, that's a big one for me. As I said, Tonali for me is a must do. I don't care what it takes. I think bringing that type of player in, it's that crossroads where we need to decide what type of club we're going to be for the next 10 years. And I think Tonali, bringing him in now, is going to put us in that right place. So Tonali,
he would be my number 1.
He's my number 1, absolutely. And my number 2 for me is Wharton, and then a third. I like Glazer, but I wouldn't mind going abroad and trying a Stiller or something.
Yeah.
Someone who can control the game.
I'm just thinking different. Still with the Premier League proven.
Yeah, no, that's
just to carry on that theme, mate.
That's probably what they're going to end up doing, in all fairness. But just to say something different there. But yeah, no, they're the 3. So if you've got any thoughts and ideas for who you think United should be signing, leave them in the comments and just let us know. Once again, myself and my dad would like to thank you for watching, and if you feel free to subscribe, we're enjoying the growth and learning together, isn't it? It's fun, isn't it?
It's good fun. It's good. It's enjoyable. It's good fun. The clocks went forward 1 hour. Last night I just wish they'd have gone forward 2 weeks because it's a long time to the next game.
Yeah. We'll keep getting some content out to you. We've got some classic games and some classic players to talk about, some cult heroes, which I think you'll all be excited to hear. Some from my era, some from my dad's era. So hopefully something for you to look forward to. But until I see you next time, guys, take care. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.